Okay, hi Shafiq.
Hey.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Shafiq. I'm a second year mechanical engineering student from University Malaya.
Okay, so basically the first question is, do you agree that voting age in Malaysia should be reduced to 18 and why?
No, I don't agree the voting age for Malaysians should be reduced to 18 years old because I don't think Malaysians who are 18 years old are ready to be exposed or to make decisions that could affect the whole of the country. Whereas at the same time, they have very limited knowledge on politics, on how a state works, on how the decisions that they make on the election day can affect their whole lives, the policies, the laws, the constitution. I don't think 18-year-old Malaysians are ready for all of that.
Okay. So when you were 18, rate your knowledge from 1 to 5 on the political issues past and current in Malaysia.
5.
5.
Because politics, history, and also the current issues regarding Malaysia itself is very interesting to me, which is a bit peculiar for a person of my age during that time, because most of my circle, my batchmates, the other kids, they don't really have any interest in taking in knowing about these current issues. So even though I have quite a significant knowledge in the current issues about the political aspects in Malaysia, I don't think the other students are that well aware of the issues. So yeah, which brings me to my disagreement of lowering the voting age to 18 years old.
Okay. So do you think that our youth now are aware about the political issues in Malaysia?
I think post 9th of May 2018, after the shift in government, a lot of the youth have become more aware of the political spectrum in Malaysia, because before that election day, it is quite a taboo for us as students to talk about politics. But now, you can become more outspoken about the policies, about the government. You can be critical and you can criticize them without having any consequences legally, without having the police knock on your door and arresting you for just a simple act of criticizing the government. So I think a lot of the youth are more aware today because they understand that politics affect them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think that our youth are mature enough to make the right decision, not only for themselves but also for their country?
I think 18 years old, as we spoke before, is not the best time for Malaysians to make the decision for their own country. It's because they've only graduated from high school. In high school, the education system itself is flawed. It doesn't really teach you about the politics, the philosophy of governance, the mechanism of how a state works, how a government should run, and what a government should provide. All of those things are not provided in the education system. It is as if we are asking someone who is unknowledgeable about politics to elect a leader for the whole of the country. But it can happen if we first tackle the problem regarding our education system. We revise it in a way that it provides an environment for students who are still in high school to engage in political discussions and also understand the philosophies of how Malaysia should be run in order to become more prosperous. So the education should come first before we lower the voting age.
Okay. So the last question would be, what steps would you suggest should be taken to ensure that our youth would be ready to vote in the next general election?
As I said before, education, exposing them to the past policies, the history of how Malaysia is formed, the socio-economic factors that have a significant impact in how we should run our country, and also the constitution that should be put more emphasized, and On top of all, education, just education.
Just education. So
Yeah.
education plays an important role in creating. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for your time.
Bye.
Hi Yun, could you please briefly tell about yourself?
Okay, hi. My name is Humayun. I'm 22 years old and I'm currently studying mechanical engineering in University Malaya.
So, first question, do you agree that voting age in Malaysia should be reduced to 18?
Currently, it's 21 years old, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it should be lowered to 18 years old.
Can you state the reason why?
I don't know if you know this, but at least around 80 to 80% of countries from 237 countries, they actually have voting age of 18 years old. And a good example of this is maybe Japan. They have it 18 as well. Now, let me just justify it a bit more in a sense that usually military enlistment is 18 years old. If you can choose to serve your country at 18 years old, why can't you choose to vote for your country at 18 years old?
So anything that you want to add?
I think it's merely, it's mostly about that because at 18 they can choose to serve the country, right? And they can serve, and for those who can't serve, they want to vote. They want to have an impact because at that point in their life, they've experienced a certain degree of how the political or the government influence on their daily lives, and they've experienced 18 years of that, and I think that their vote matters as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, second question. When you were 18, rate your knowledge from 1 to 5 about the
Okay.
past and current issues in Malaysia.
1 to 5, I would say 3
3.
because yeah, even though I often read news, I would say that in terms of the political sphere of the country, I was still not very much informed.
So, do you think that our youth now are aware about the political issues in Malaysia?
Especially because we are at the age of technology, right? Informations are really quickly passed on, and people, because of the freedom of speech, people are more open to sharing stuff. They are not scared of the authorities anymore, right? And they popularize exposing people. So because of this, I think the younger generations of these days, they are more informed of the situations, or they would, the gossips, real news, they have everything.
Okay. So, next question. Do you think that our youth are mature enough to make the right decision for themselves
At 18 years old.
and also for their country?
At 18
At
years
18
old.
years old.
I believe that they hold their opinions matter, because at 18 years old they can represent the younger generations of the voters. When you go above 21, right, some already have experience in working and not, and even though this is a bit irrelevant, I still believe that 18 is a matured enough age, because like I said, a lot of people have went through various circumstances in their life by that point, and some chose military service, and I mainly like to point out the fact that they can enlist at 18 years old, so they should be able to vote at 18 years old.
Okay. So, do you agree that young people should be involved in politics?
Young people, do you know what age does Syed Saddiq join the political sphere? Because I'm not really sure when, but I think it's actually a good involvement for the youth to start participating in the political sphere at an early age. I know that it can be a bit, people tend to have a negative stigma on the whole political sphere, but this is already happening. I feel like you see this involvement in university itself. They start in university, so sometimes the government even recruit student leaders from universities to join the real political sphere in the world, right? So I think it's already happening. It's not a matter of whether it should or not. It should continue, and we can only hope that this would actually produce more, well-rounded young leaders that better understand and connect with the political situation of our country.
Okay. So I think that's all.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Good evening, Doctor. Can you please introduce yourself and what do you work as?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Zawiyah binti Mudawat and I'm a lecturer from Department of Mechanical Engineering.
Okay. Do you agree that voting age in Malaysia should be reduced to 18?
Yes, I have no objection on that.
Okay. And why is that so?
Okay, I think at the age of 18, the maturity is, even though they just reach their maturity, and then they can make the right decision.
Okay. When you were 18, rate your knowledge from 1 to 5 on the political issue past and current in Malaysia.
Okay, past and current, okay. I think maybe 4 lah.
4, okay. So, do you think that our youth are matured enough to make the right decision, not only for themselves, but also for the country?
Yeah, I think at present, yes, due to we have a lot of in terms of media massa, we have the internet, and then you have all the information at your fingers.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that our youth are aware about the political issues?
I would say that maybe about 70% or 60%. 60 to 70% aware.
Are aware about the political issue. Okay. So, do you agree?
More than half lah.
More than half. Okay. Do you agree that young people under 18 should be involved in politics?
Under 18, I'm not. We can give awareness about the history, but about the history, about the political. This is joy, not is it? Awareness about the political.
Awareness about the political.
Yeah, we should give the awareness.
Also,
The political meaning that it's a neutral. What happened in our country from the history, something like that.
so instead of being involved in politics, so they should be given awareness.
Yes, they
about
should be given. I
political
don't
issue.
think they have enough time to involve in
Yeah, I think so too.
Awareness, yes. Awareness is okay, I think.
Okay. Okay. What steps would you suggest should be taken to ensure that our youth are ready to vote in the next general election in the future?
In the future, I think in terms of the awareness first, and then they have to know about the social contract. They have to know about our country, especially the history of Malaysia. I mean, I think the future generation should know about the history of Malaysia, how we develop Malaysia. Okay, and then I think the history is very important. And then the history must be told with the correct data, with the correct facts.
Oh, okay. So, what do you think? Should the government conduct talks about the political things in school and in universities? Should that be one? Yes.
Yeah, you should
Okay.
teach.
So, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we should be open. I think we have to know who rules our country and the history. This is very important.
Okay.
And then we should be sort of more in terms of the knowledge. It's not that we would like to condemn each party, but they have to know the history.
I see. Okay.
The history is very important.
The history is very important.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you agree that creating an environment where our young people can debate among themselves will enhance, themselves to vote at such a young age?
Yeah, I think we should be open-minded, meaning that they can vote, they can debate, because don't say that, don't talk about politics, because then you cannot, what we call that, meaning that you can nurture the behavior by the awareness. I mean, let them let go.
Mm-hmm.
Let go. What do you want to talk? Then you can nurture from there. You
Mm-hmm.
can improve. Oh, this
Okay.
is how. I mean, when we talk about the different, maybe different view, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot just condemn.
Okay.
You have to listen, something like that. But
Okay.
don't say that. No, you cannot talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that's all from
Okay.
me. Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, the first question is, do you agree that voting age in Malaysia should be reduced from 21 to 18? And
No,
why? Because?
because I don't think it is the right age lah. I think 18 years old is a bit too young to know um, to know very well what is going on. And apa ni? Tu je lah. I think it's too young.
It's too young.
Hmm.
Okay.
You don't know too much about.
You don't know.
No, you don't know lagi.
Okay. Second question, when you were under 18, or if you are 18, rate your knowledge from 1 to 5 on the political issues past and current in Malaysia.
18.
When you were 18,
Oh, 18. When
do you
I
know
was
much
18.
about the current issue past
No,
and current?
no. Wait. When I was 18, yes.
Yes. How would you rate yourself from 1 to 5?
1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
3.5.
3.5. Okay. Okay. So okay. The next question: do you think that our youth are mature enough to make the right decision, not only for themselves but also for the country?
The youth now, yes.
Yes. They are mature enough.
The youth now is not like when I was 18. 18-year-old now. It is not like when I was 18, like in 1980s, in 1980s.
So
we,
you're
I think we know because a lot of young people they spend too much time on something like this, become very not rational about it. When they only makan garam a little bit, and they think that they're not mature enough to to think something like that. So I think it would rather for them to study first, finish their education first.
So they need to focus more on their
Focus
education
more
rather
on
than
education
involved in
rather than-
politics
yeah,
and so
no,
on.
I think that is what I think.
What steps would you suggest should be taken to ensure that our youth would be ready to vote for the next general election?
Sekali lagi, what is it?
What steps would you suggest should be taken to ensure that our youth would be ready to vote in the next general election?
It has to start somewhere, isn't it?
Maybe political education should be
Introduced.
taught in schools.
It is introduced, isn't it? No, it is not.
Currently not.
But if we want to introduce like politics subject into our education system, it's going to be biased. I don't know. I have no idea how to.
How to suggest something, or maybe create an environment where the youth can debate about current issue themselves.
Boleh?
Create an environment. Okay. More?
Kata macam mana nak bagi environment for the youth to expose the young people to politics. Maknanya kena ada dalam maknanya dia orang boleh involve in politics. So we have to give them permission to do that, because 18 means they are at the university level, isn't it? So we have to let them get that time at the university.
Or maybe our government could conduct talks about political things.
Boleh tak?
So anything else on that? Other points?
Ada.
So just that, okay, already 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you. Okay, hello. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Sarah and I'm a second year student of ecology.
Okay. First question. Do you agree that the voting age in Malaysia should be reduced to 18?
No,
Can you please tell me the reason why?
because I think at the age of 18 they are not matured enough to vote.
Mm-hmm.
They're still young. They do not know much about politics and all.
Okay. So, when you were 18, can you rate yourself from 1 to 5 on the political issues, past and current in Malaysia? What
Two.
do you rate yourself? 2? Okay. Next question. Do you think that our youth now are aware about the political issues in Malaysia?
I don't think so.
So you don't think that they are aware about the political issue in Malaysia right now?
No, they are not aware.
Why do you say that? Because the youth maybe not. Do you think that the youth do not exposed with the political education and so on, and that's the reason why you said that they are not aware right now about the political issues and
Yeah, at the age of 18, like I said before, they are still young. They probably, their mind are into games and all, so they do not take care about politics.
Okay. Next question. Do you think that 18 years old are matured enough to make the right decision not only for themselves but also for the country as well?
No,
No. Can you tell me the reason? Why do you say that 18 years old are not matured enough to make their own decision not only for themselves but also for the country?
yeah, because they do not know much about politics. So how can they vote? They don't care about all the politics. So how can they choose a right person to be the prime minister and all? So I don't think so. They are qualified to vote at the age of 18.
I see. Okay. Last question. What are the steps do you think that should be taken to prepare the youth to vote in the future?
I think they should expose more.
Conduct more talks.
Yeah.
The government should conduct more talks about the
Then at
political issues.
schools, the teacher have to expose them about all the politics or current issues about politics happen in Malaysia so that they are aware about it. Yeah. What more? Parents should encourage them to watch news at 8
Yeah.
to know about the politics issue happening, read newspaper, something like that, so that they are more aware about it.
Okay. So I think that's all. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.